One morning, you wake up. You wake up one morning and put on the TV to receive some news. Banks are closed. You leap to pick your phone. No, the banking app does not load. You step outside. The ATM displays a paper notice. Out of service. The nearby grocery store is open, but no one takes cards. The gas station is cash only. Your landlord won't accept a transfer. Only cash, please. You think it's a glitch, some system update perhaps. But then you notice people panicking in the streets. Lines outside banks, empty ATMs, stores that are out of food. All news channels report the same. The financial system's under emergency review. And that's when it hits you. Your money never existed. It was all a string of figures on a screen, and now the screen's turned off. This is not a script for a film. It did happen more than once. In countries that said, that could never happen to us. Think of Argentina, 2001. Years of debt and bad policy finally caught up. People started withdrawing from banks. The government panicked and shut the doors. They called it corralito, the little corral. But for ordinary people, it was a cage. You were allowed only 250 pesos a week. Dollar accounts were forcibly converted into pesos, and half of everyone's savings vanished overnight. Middle-class households hit the streets with pots and pans in hand. Their savings for homes, for pensions, for their kids, vanished. When banks collapsed, the money didn't disappear. Life just got more expensive. Cyprus, 2013. To qualify for an EU bailout, the government froze accounts. One day, people woke up to find their accounts taxed, their cash to bail out banks. Businesses couldn't pay workers. Retirees couldn't collect pensions. The middle class was punished for believing in the system. Lebanon, 2019, the economy collapsed. Banks limited withdrawals to a few $100s a month. People were so desperate that others broke into branches with guns. Not to rob them, but to get their own money out. Even America's turn arrived. Roosevelt declared a bank holiday in 1933. All the banks in the United States closed for days. People could not access their money. Confidence eventually returned. But note this, the richest nation on earth had to close its banks. Why does it occur? Because banks don't hold your money. They lend it. You put in $1,000. They're holding on to a minuscule amount and lending out the rest. They invest, they gamble, they take risks. It's known as the fractional reserve system. Basically, they turn your $1,000 into $10,000 of activity. But if everyone wants their cash back at the same time, the magic disintegrates. Because the money never existed in the first place. The whole system is founded on trust. As long as individuals believe their money's safe, it is. But once individuals lose their nerve, the dominoes fall. And even the sturdiest bank can collapse. Governments know this. And that's why, in every crisis, they protect the banks, not the people. Argentina protected them. Cyprus protected them. Even America protected them. If ever they acknowledge the truth, take your money out, the entire system would collapse in a week. So they close the doors. They call it a temporary measure. But what it really is control. The truth? Governments and banks are partners. Banks lend to governments. Governments bail out banks. When things go wrong, they bail each other out. Not you. What about deposit insurance? Up to $250,000 is insured. Sounds reassuring, actually. But if everyone rushed to the bank at the same time, the insurance fund would be gone in an instant. It's not a real safety net. It's a psychological one. And when banks fail, life stops. Cards don't work. Salaries don't get paid. Supplies dry up. In Greece, people lined up for hours to withdraw 60 euros a day. In Lebanon, factories stopped because they couldn't buy materials. Even weddings, surgeries, schools, everything froze. We live in a digital world, but we've become more dependent than ever. When the system goes down, our wealth becomes just numbers, and numbers don't feed your family. When businesses can't pay employees, unemployment rises. When markets panic, inflation follows. And ordinary people, people such as you and me, end up paying the price. These aren't remote tragedies, they're warning signs. And history tends to repeat itself for those who think they're safe. Here's the reality: banks don't labor to make you safe. They labor to make themselves safe. And the system is in place to make sure of that. So if one day your card doesn't work, your banking app won't open, and your paycheck doesn't arrive, are you ready? Could you get by for a week, a month? Could you pay the rent, buy groceries, keep the lights on? It's not, what if the banks shut down? It is, when they do, what will you do? So what is the solution? Not panic, not hiding money under your mattress. It's about be